Kamala Harris is not a godsend, all right? You people didn't even like her 6 months ago. Now all of a sudden, she's black female Jesus. This idea of don't say anything bad about her because Trump, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. And it's not how you get to a better place. It's a relative assessment. She has negatives, so does he. Does he have more? Yeah. He also has a way more intense following. That's why this race is so tight. Now explain that to me. Unless you want to write off half this country as bigots, how do you explain it being so tight? Maybe you're not as right about everything as you think you are. Maybe you should be a little bit more open to the people that you disagree with. Maybe they're not all racists.
Oh, things continue to go from bad to worse for cackling Cam Harris. And I know I keep repeating that statement, but the truth, it often needs to be repeated. You know things are bad when you have officially lost Chris Cuomo. Hey, it's me, Chrissy C. You know the mainstream media in this country is corrupt when you have officially lost one of your own. 4 years ago, Chris Cuomo, he was the face of everything wrong in the woke media. Remember when he was working at the Cemetery News Network and Chrissy claimed to be one of the first to spend a passionate weekend with the Fauci? You guys remember that? This was late March, maybe early April of 2020. After a week of supposed suffering and being off work, Chrissy called in from his basement to make an appearance with his former bestie, Donnie Lemon. Viewers of CNN, they thought they were watching a romantic scene from the telenovela Woke Memorial Hospital. Oh, Donnie, it was horrible. I have been sequestered in my basement. I haven't seen my wife or my bearded blow up in weeks. I'm so lonely, Donnie. Please come see me. I need masculine energy. Oh. Of course, Donnie pretended to be sympathetic, but he had no interest in visiting Chrissy. Even though he was vaccinated, Donnie, he didn't want to catch a stage 4 case of the cooties. 3 years ago, when Chris Cuomo was promoting himself as the biggest free agent in the media, the biggest free agent that no one wanted to hire, he made a promise that I did not think that he was going to keep. He claimed that we were now going to see the new and improved Chris Cuomo. I am done pushing lies, and now Chrissy is dedicated to the truth. At the time, I didn't believe him, and I think the new and improved Chris Cuomo would admit his long history of lying, it gave people no reason to believe in him. But I will give Chris Cuomo credit. As I have watched him over the last couple of years, he accomplished something that is extremely rare in the mainstream media. Chris Cuomo, he stuck to his word. Chris Cuomo told us the truth. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you happen to stumble across this video, be sure to check out my main channel, Behind the Line. Search Behind the Line here on YouTube. Should be the first channel that comes up. Look, it is entirely possible that Chris Cuomo is attacking the woke media for attention. It is entirely possible that the clip I just showed you guys, that is just another performance by a talented actor. Ratings for his primetime dump at News Nation continue to be a huge embarrassing failure. It is entirely possible that this is another desperate cry for attention. However, I think it's something else. This transformation that we are seeing with Chris Cuomo, I think it can be attributed to the 4 years that he has spent outside of the mainstream media. Thankfully, I have never worked in the woke media before, but I would imagine when you are surrounded by the filth all day, the turd eventually stains you. Remember what your parents told you when you were growing up? I know my parents told me this all the time because when I was young, I hung around some questionable characters. You are who your friends are. Chris Cuomo spent decades in the mainstream media. When you are surrounded by lies and propaganda all the time, those lies, they eventually become your truth. I think this transformation that we are seeing with Chris Cuomo, where he is starting to look and sound like a normal person, I think that transformation can be directly attributed to the distance he has put between himself and the shit fucks. Chris Cuomo's absolutely right. Most of the mainstream media, they are pretending that Cam Harris can walk on water. Now, there's not a doubt in my mind that she can laugh underwater, but I know for a fact she does not have the ability to walk on it. This is the same media that wanted Johnny B. Biden to replace Cam Harris 6 months ago. This is the same media that was questioning her pretend vice presidency. This is the same media that was complaining about Cam Harris 2 months ago because she was refusing to speak to him. Now, all of a sudden, Cam speaks to the media and it's a disaster every time, but they want to put polish on the turd and tell us she is amazing. The other day, I had a viewer send me an email. He's been watching the channel for a long time, and he said that watching my channel had replaced legacy media and cable news for him. He said, I know the information I'm getting from you is accurate, and if you make a mistake, you own it. I can't trust anything that I see in the mainstream media. It would be one thing if the media openly admitted their bias. How many times have I told you guys that I am biased against the WNBA? If you're looking for an objective opinion on the dump, I'm not your guy. I'm the guy you watch when you feel like laughing at pretend basketball and missed layups. Even though his ratings at News Nation are stagnant, Chris Cuomo, he has grown exponentially here on YouTube. Now compare his trajectory to someone like Jamel Hill or Bomani Jones, two people begging to get back into the media. Why? Because they can't make it on their own, and they can't make it on their own because they refuse to be honest. I would rather be honest with you and be wrong than lie to you and be right. Maybe Chris Cuomo has come to the realization that the best way to build an audience and sustain it is to be honest with them. What do you think? Is the new and improved Chris Cuomo legitimate, or is this just another great performance from an amazing actor? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the main channel.